Hi students, I am your Ganeshsir. I have 9+ years of teaching experience across India. Especially I will be teaching science and technology as well as other subjects also. In this session, we will try to understand the UPSC syllabus and that UPSC syllabus pertaining to science and technology, because the prominence of science and technology increasing every year. So, welcome to the Ganeshsir classes. Okay, so now we will try to understand the how many questions do come, what is the syllabus of the UPSC, we will try to understand. Now, general science and technology syllabus for UPSC. Now, we have science and technology, it is very essential for prelims and mains as well, and every year in a mains also we can able to see 4 to 5 questions in the mains and 13 to 15 questions we have. I made the chart also how many questions are coming and for everything. Now my question is, why you need to focus more on science and technology? First thing, why you need to focus more on science and technology? Because if you see, for Indian Forest Services also, we have a common examination along with the civil services. Okay, in all India services we have IAS, IPS and Indian Forest Service. So we don't have a separate examination for Indian Forest Services. We have a common test. Even though the mains is different for this Indian Forest Service, but the prelims is the same. Now what happened during this Indian Forest Service, majority of the questions will come from ecology and environment. If you need to understand the ecology and environment, you need to have a knowledge of biology. Okay, you need to have a knowledge of biology. Without biology knowledge, understanding ecology and environment would become very difficult task. As well as we need to have little chemistry knowledge and physics knowledge to understand the environmental pollution, soil, all those components. So, in ecology and environment, to understand ecology and environment, we need to have a science and technology knowledge also. These questions are day by day increasing in the UPSC preliminary examination, and clearing prelims examination becoming a very difficult task. And majority across the India, majority of the aspirants, they thought like UPSC means polity, economy or geography, all the main subject, and they are not focusing on the science and technology. And even though in the mains examination also we are able to see 4 to 5 questions of the science and technology. Now you have understood that why you need to focus more on science and technology, because the prominence of science and technology increasing day by day. Okay, science and technology increasing day by day. Because of that reason, you need to focus more on science and technology. Now what I will do, I will make out a micro schedule of what are the topics of the science and technology we need to prepare, and I will throw some light on it, and subsequent series I will be giving one topic and previous year prelims question along with it mains question also. I will try to give you the feed, thereby your preparation will become very easy. Now science and technology developments and their applications and effect in everyday life, achievements of the Indians in science and technology, indigenization of technology and developing new technologies, okay, and awareness in the field of IT, space, computer, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, issues relating to intellectual property. Okay, so what we need to do is, in the syllabus copy, they have mentioned these things. So in the mains, what we are going to study is, we are going to study these topics only. Okay, in the mains they will be asking about these questions only. Now, what are the resources you need to prepare for science and technology? If you are taking a coaching notes are much more important. Coaching notes are much more important because your faculty might give you good notes. Along with that, newspaper updates are much more important for the science and technology. And along with that, you need to study NCERT books, 6th to 10th NCERT of sciences, and 11th and 12th class. What you need to do? You need to read only the biology portion. You need to read biology portion only, especially in the 12th class. From 12th chapter to the last chapter, if you study, majority of the biotechnology and environmental concepts will be cleared. Majority of the biotechnology and environmental concepts will be cleared. So, these are the study resources you need to prepare for the science and technology. You need to read for the science and technology. Now, in the prelims, they will be asking only about general science. He mentioned general science. So, majority of the aspirants, what do? They do a research work. We no need to do any research work to understand the science. If you do a basic work of reading NCERT, and whenever you are reading NCERT, again I am saying, you should not dive into the complete theorems, or what are the Newton theorem, what are Faraday's laws. You should not go to the numerical problems kind of thing. You need to have a basic knowledge, that's it. Okay. So, general science, for the general science, what we need to do? We need to read a NCERT first. Then, within the NCERT, up to 10th class, you need to read physics, chemistry, biology. You need to read physics, chemistry, biology. But, in 11th and 12th class, okay, you see whatever the syllabus which is there, and whatever the 11th class books are there, especially biology one. Okay, biology one, please read relevant topics, and especially in a 12th class biology, you need to read from a 12th chapter to the last chapter. In that, we have so much of the biotechnology concepts, principles of the biotechnology. Okay, RDNA technology, all concepts are there in the book. Along with that, majority of the ecology and environment concepts will be cleared here. And after reading this, whatever book you read, majority of the book people do read is Shankar IAS, okay, or Shankar IAS or PMF India. Majority of the aspirants do read across India. So, these books will become very easy, and subsequent series I will also make subject very simple. Okay, I will make subject very simple, and I will try to teach you every concept. I will try to teach you every concept. Now, in the science and technology development and their applications of these topics are their micro topic syllabus I have mentioned here. Okay, so we will try to see them. Now, science and technology in India and their development, energy, space technology, communication and information technology, defense technology, superconductivity, laser, artificial intelligence, robotics, nanotechnology, intellectual property rights, related issues, astronomy, particle physics, biotechnology, different types of diseases, recent issues, health and family welfare, various immunization programs, Nobel prizes, miscellaneous topics, and detailed syllabus are now we are going to study. So, all these topics we need to study them, and we need to correlate this thing with the current affairs. We need to correlate with the current affairs. These are the major subheadings. Now, what I will do, I will give the detailed explanation of every topic. Okay. Now, first thing first. What we need to focus is the policy. Okay. Now, we have a policy, science and technology policy of 1958. We have a science and technology policy of 2013. And institutional structures of science and technology. New initiative aligned with the national agendas and India and the world collaborations of the science project. These are the major topics of the science and technology policy. Science and technology policy. Now, what we need to understand here, see, you will be reading polity, right? You will be reading polity, okay, and you will be reading governance also. Governance. Now what UPSC aspirant does a mistake here is they do compartmentalize and they don't integrate all the topics, integrate all the subjects. Whenever you integrate all the subjects, what happens, you will get a holistic idea of the subject. If you if you compartmentalize and if you don't integrate all the subject, then you will feel very difficult. Now we are seeing science and technology policy. I don't teach you anything, but I'll give some idea about it. Thereby, whenever you are reading something, whenever you are listening to your classes, I know majority of you whomever listening to this class, you might enrolled in the reputed institutions across the India. It's good actually, but you need to have a holistic knowledge, right? Whenever you are going to the class, you need to understand what teacher speaks. Otherwise, whatever teacher teaching, if it goes bouncer, then there is no use of paying into the coaching institutions and sitting in the class. After completion of the class, what you need to do is, you need to throw some light, you need to reflect on what you heard. Okay, now what we are doing, science and technology policy. Okay, what is the policy? Policy is the governments wish to achieve something, okay, or their plan to achieve something, or there is a need in the country to fulfill this need. What we'll do, we'll plan accordingly. According to the plan, we'll make a policy. Whenever we make a policy, we release some budget. Okay, the central government or the state government will allocate some budget. Whenever the budget is released, concerned department, okay, gets strengthened. And whenever the department gets strengthened, that policy formulation and policy implementation will become very easy. Okay, policy formulation and policy implementation will become very easy. Now, because of that reason, what we need to do, what is the science and technology policy of India? We need to follow what is the science and technology policies of India. Now, how many policies are there? Since 1958, what are the changes in the science and technology policy? If you read the science and technology policies, you come to know that what are the objectives of the India. What is the envision of the ministers or the prime ministers of the country? What their wishes, how they want to see this country. Because if the science and technology develops, country will develop. Okay, and if you study even when you study Indus Valley civilization, whenever we are studying Indus Valley civilization, what we study, you tell me? We tell their drainage system, the scientific way of drainage system, and we see seal, Pasupati seal, or what we are seeing, the dancing girl, okay, and in Kalibangan we have a bangle manufacturing, okay, and alloys, the metallurgy they are using, metallurgy industry they are using. So, why we are studying Indus Valley civilization, or why we are giving so much importance to the Indus Valley civilization? Because there is the advancement of the science and technology, and they are using burnt brick. They are using the burnt bricks. Understand? So, all these are what? These are all the advancement of the science and technology. Whichever country you see, if their policies are great enough and if their vision is great enough, that country will definitely grow so much. Their country definitely grow so much. So, because of this reason, we need to follow what are the policies of the science and technology, what is the vision. And if you study this chapter properly, all other chapters will become very easy. Majority of the aspirants, what do? They leave this chapter. If you thoroughly read this, understand this chapter, economy will become very easy, budget will become very easy. Okay, so subsequent classes, if possible, subsequent classes, I will be giving core elements of these policies, and after this, what we are going to study is space. Okay, space. In the space, satellite communication in India, INSAT, okay, satellite application, remote sensing application, cryogenic rockets, global positioning systems, role of space in development, ISRO as a soft power, issues of the space race, space activities bill 2017, outer space treaty, all these topics we are going to learn. Now, what do you mean by space? So, whatever which is above your head is not a space actually. Whatever above the atmosphere, whatever layer above the atmosphere, okay, atmosphere, it is called space. Now what we are doing, we are exploring what is there in the space, how the universe has formed, what are the core elements, or what are the elements which are there in the celestial bodies. We will try to study all those things. And even though if you see this G20 summit, before G20 summit, our Chandrayaan 3 has been successfully landed in the South Pole. Because of that reason, we could encourage, we could get a soft power, okay, soft power, ISRO as a soft power, and we could made a space diplomacy, we could made, our credibility has been increased. We could, what we can do, we could made a space diplomacy, and even developed countries also looking at the ISRO and our activities. Even our Gaganyaan also successfully tested, okay, and and many other, majority of our ISRO's launch vehicles are successful. Okay, now what in the classes, subsequent classes, what we try to do is, we try to read every topic of the space technology, because if a space technology improves, what happens, majority of the resource allocation or resource utilization will become very easy, okay, and resource monitoring will become easy. Policy implementation also we try to use with the space technology. Even during COVID also, the spreading nature, okay, or the spread of the disease, how far it has been spread, we could monitor through few apps which is supported by the space technology. Okay, now if you can see the war between the Palestine and Israel issue also, how the space technology can map the who are the where are the threats or where are the weapons kind of thing. We can also easily monitor. We can also easily monitor the enemy weaponaries, and majority of the things will be studied from the space. And agriculture development, educational development, banking services, financial services, all kind of critical infrastructures can be improved with the space technology. With the information of the space technology only, the growth and development of the country might happen. Okay, so we will be looking at it also. IT and telecommunication and electronics, IT industry in India, applications of information technology, display technologies, okay, and 3D, VR, all these come under this display technologies. Telecommunication, government initiatives and contemporary debates, okay, and cyber security, all kinds of issues will be dealt in the subsequent classes. But what you need to do is, meanwhile, if you see these topics in the newspaper, you need to maintain a proper notes. In the subsequent classes, what we can do, how to take notes of the science and technology from the newspapers, we'll try to do that series also. Next, defense. In the defense, missile system and its classification, India's missile system, India's ballistic missile defense system, unmanned aerial vehicles in India, stealth technology or chemical weapons and biological weapons. We'll try to see this defense also. So we'll try to study defense by using the phrase which is famously told by APJ Abdul Kalam sir, that is, power respects the power. Without having a power, no one will respect you. Because of that reason, we need to increase so much of the defense technology. We need to increase so much defense technology. Even if you see, the Israel is such a small country, and all other countries which are the enemy countries which is there, even though how it can able to sustain it because of the defense technology. Okay, so you need to track what is the Israel is doing. Okay, how the Israel is doing, even though it is a small nation, every nation which is the bordering nations are their enemy nations, how it could sustain. So please try to have a track on that. Next, nanoscience and nanotechnology. If you are studying something at 10 to the power of minus 9 centimeter level, that is called nanoscience and nanotechnology. Sorry. Now we are using a nano urea also. Okay, we are using nano urea. Central government encouraging the scheme of the nano urea. Thereby, with the nano urea, what happens? Biomagnification. With the nanotechnology, what happens? Biomagnification. Majority of the eutrophication, or by applying the nanoscience and nanotechnology, what we can do, we can reduce the wastage. And we can reduce the pollution, environmental pollution. Okay, so with this nanoscience, we are going to study about nanoscience and technology, about nanomaterials, applications of nanotechnology, health and environmental impacts of nanotechnology. Okay, and social and ethical impacts of the nanotechnology. Nanoscience and nanotechnology in India, we are going to see every concept. Okay, I'll try to give the brief of these things. Next, robotics and artificial intelligence, applications of robotics and issues of unemployment, we'll try to see. Now, who are robots? If a machine does the work of a human like thing, okay, if does anything, it is called a robo. How the robo has been started, how they have discovered. See, one of the fiction author wrote a book on, he's such a lazy person. He, in that fiction book, he write like this: if I am sleeping, someone come and does all kind of activities of mine, I can easily have a food, so I no need to go, I no need to clean the room, and I no need to do a daily activity kind of thing. Then that out of that fiction, this robotic science has been evolved. Okay, robotic science has been evolved. Now what are